Well, here we go again. We are doing a double batch of a chili cook, and this is supposedly a Copycat Wendy's chili recipe. So we're going to put it to the test. I did not research it or anything like that. I took the man's word for that posted it. So first thing I'm doing, I've always heard that it was made from leftover hamburger patties from the previous night or whenever, but it just says to brown the meat up, and I just felt like I wanted to make it into a patty as much as I can. Although it's a huge patty, I'd like to have a bun that this thing would fit. But so we're going to cook it like this and then cut it up into pieces and not just break it up to where it's just ground hamburger. Alright, just to sort of kind of bring you up to speed here a little bit. So as you saw, I flattened the whole thing out as much as I could to a big burger patty. And now that it's starting to brown up a little bit, if you ever had a cup or bowl of Wendy's chili, again, it's not ground up pieces of meat. It's chunks of beef. So that's what I'm trying to duplicate here. I'm just pretty much got it cooked all the way, because it's going to cook a little bit more, as you introduce it into the the pot with all the seasonings and tomato sauces and paste and beans and yada yada yada. So I've got it turned off right now because it was just starting to cook a little faster than I really wanted it to. But so I might go through here and cut up a little bit of this stuff a little bit more to smaller pieces. Again, keep in mind this probably looks like a lot of burger, but I am making a double batch of it, so it's not just one batch, it is actually two batches of it. So here's some of our ingredients here. We got tomato juice, we got red kidney beans, pinto beans, we got tomato puree, and a whole rack of seasonings up here that we'll be putting in, but we'll bring you in and out along the way. Alright, excuse me, now the flat top's all cleaned up. So you can see what I have here is all that meat, the beef that was ground up. And that was mostly 85 or 80-20. I did have some, was it 90-10 or 85-15, whatever it is, but very little of that, like a pound and a half. Excuse me. So the recipe calls for 2 pounds per batch, but again, I'm doing 2 full batches, so I have actually over 4 pounds of beef in here. Alright, start to stir it before showing you that step. So what I have in here, each serving calls for one 29-ounce can of pinto beans. These are Goya pinto beans. You want to drain them completely. Do not put the juice in there with it. I'm using 2 cans, again, because it's a double batch. And then one 29-ounce can of red kidney beans, again drained, and then add it to the meat. Alright, I still have to add one more can of tomato juice in here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'll add that other can, that last can of tomato juice, when I get it into a larger pot when this is transported to Pennsylvania. Also, I have in here is 2 cans, 28-ounce cans of tomato puree. There's 2 of them in here already in. I'll just add the other tomato juice when I get that large stock pot when I get to my sister's house. That's what I'm cooking all this for. So take some food up to my sister and brother-in-law's. We're going to eat chili. I made some vegetable crab soup. We can make a number of things while we're up there, and whatever's left if I'm doing 2 batches, I'll bring home and freeze, and I'll have meals throughout the winter, somewhat anyway. But so we'll bring you as we come along, or we'll bring you along as we go along. We'll bring you back. Alright, that is 1 medium to large onion. That is supposed to equal out to about 1.5 cups again per batch. So, you know, I'm saying I got two cups in there at least. I'll have to cut up some more just yet. Alright, that is a little more than 1/2 cup of green pepper, 1/4 cup per batch. And we're going to stir this in before we get into our dry goods next, seasonings. Alright, and along with our 3 cups of onion that I've already mixed in, I'm definitely going to need another pot. I have 1 cut of chopped celery stalks, about 3 stalks. Alright, so let me read this off to you. So we stopped off with the onion and the green pepper. I got a 1/2 cup of chili powder. I have a 1.5 teaspoons of a cumin. I could have went 2, but I stopped off at 1.5. I have 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. I have 1 teaspoon of salt. I can add more later. I don't want, actually almost 2 is what it's required for 2 batches, but I don't want it to get too salty rather. The same as far as the pepper. I've got 1 teaspoon of pepper in there. I got 1 teaspoon of a dry oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, and sugar, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of a cayenne pepper. As you can see, I am about ready to run over the edge of this pot, so I need to do something else. But meanwhile, we still have this simmering for us right now. We will bring you back. Alright, we are done. This is cooked, simmered down for a few hours actually, just on simmer. As you can see, I finally got a bigger pot going. I'm not gonna lie, I've already had some of this, so I'm doing a taste test on the camera or while videoing, and I gotta tell you, it's great stuff. Does it taste like Wendy's chili? It's been a little while since I've had some Wendy's chili, but I'd have to say it's pretty damn close. Whoops. It's been a while since I've had some Wendy's chili, but I have to say it's pretty dang close. This pot will definitely be. I'm definitely going to enjoy this pot of chili, and none of it will go to waste. Thanks for watching. This is Lance with Sleeper BBQ. Until next time, thank you.